take this and hang that up over there, would you? Yeah, I like it. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you guys, see you come in tonight. Well, welcome into my lab here on Chiller Cinema. We have a very, spooky show in store for you tonight. This is our first annual Halloween episode, a special episode just for you viewers. As you can see, we've started decorating the lab here just for this special occasion. Oh, Oogsley's been bugging me all week about when are we gonna get the Halloween decorations put up? When are we gonna get the Halloween decorations put up? Driving me crazy.
Doctor, I have a new joke for you. I came up with a whole bunch of new ones after last week. I think you'll like this. Try this one on for size. Okay, what do you call a witch who lives on the beach?
I don't know, Barnaby. What do you call a witch who lives on the beach?
A sandwich!
Oh, Barnaby, that was horrible. You just better be glad this isn't medieval times and I'm not the king, because otherwise I'd just order off with his head. Of course, I guess someone already beat him to it. But enough of that. On with tonight's show. Let me tell you a little bit about what we got in store. We've got a great show in store for you. A really horrifying Halloween episode in store for you tonight. First off, we'll be going on a little haunted expedition tonight. I'll be taking you viewers to the biggest pumpkin patch, or at least one of the biggest pumpkin patches in Middle Tennessee. We'll also be visited by our good friend, Madam Fortune. You might remember her from a few weeks back. And we'll also be doing several things, including some Halloween crafts here in the lab that you too can also do right there in your very own crypts. And we'll also be continuing our little tribute to the world's finest horror actors of all time. We will pay tribute tonight to Bela Lugosi. I like saying it that way every once in a while. Bela. But anyway, let's get on with the show. Enough of that. Enough of this tomfoolery now. Let's get on and go see Madam Fortune. My good friend, Madam Fortune. Come on, let's go. Welcome back. We're here with Madam Fortune, my good friend, Madam Fortune. How are you this evening?
Well, Dr. Gangrene, I'm feeling very mystic tonight.
Excellent, because tonight is, as you know, our special Halloween episode of Chiller Cinema. And as a special treat, I thought that I'd have you read my palm and tell my future. See if you can see what's in store for me and Oogsley.
Excellent. Let me have your hand.
Okay.
Doctor, aren't you forgetting something?
What? I'll give you your money when we're done with the palm reading.
The glove.
Oh, yes, of course.
Give me your hand.
Sorry.
You have a very strong hand.
Yes.
I'm looking at your lines. You have a very long lifeline.
Yes.
This means that you will live longer than the average person.
Yes! Must be all those fountain of youth experiments I was working on a few years back. I knew that'd pay off.
Well, I also foresee great success for your television show.
Yes, of course, yes! And then I'll rule the world, right?
No. But there is a catch. You are linked to one that holds great misfortune.
Oogsley!
Yes, your destinies will always be entwined.
Said Oogsley, he always ruins everything.
It is okay. I have foreseen this, and I have taken precautions.
What do you mean?
I have made you a potion. Put it in your lab, and it will keep everyone safe and no harm will come.
Whoa, this could be it. This could be the missing key, the missing ingredient. For once, perhaps, Oogsley won't ruin my experiments. Thank you, Madam Fortune. Thank you. Okay, viewers, this could be it. The final break that Dr. Gangrene needs. And then perhaps I could take over the world, right? Well, that's beside the point. Anyway, come on, we'll go back to the lab and I'll pick this up on my way out. Thank you, Madam Fortune. Oh, man. Woo! We're back now. Madam Fortune you did me right here. We'll just leave this sitting here and hopefully it'll do its business here and Oogsley will quit harming himself here in the lab. But anyway, I think maybe we'll take a look and go over some of the mail we've gotten here at the lab lately. Let me find a little bit of that here for you. Just 1 second. Well, here we are, the first of the letters that were sent in by one of my little ghouls out there watching this program. This is great. This is really cool. Check this out. I think you'll like this. All right, here it is, the first drawing. It's from a viewer named Rob. Viewer Rob here. Nice little ghoul. He did a drawing for me, if you remember, a few weeks back. I sent out a call for you kids to do some drawings, and he did a little drawing here of Oogsley. You look across the top, it says, heh, 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 master, master, heh, can I be on film too? I'll tell you what, he really captured old Oogsley's likeness here. Here's another drawing sent in by another viewer, and this one's labeled unknown, so I guess this must be the unknown artist. Wonder if he's related to the unknown comic. Anyway, the unknown artist here, Artist X, we'll call him. He did a great, fun little drawing here. Check this out. It's got a mummy and Frankenstein's monster, some lab equipment. It's got all kinds of good stuff going on here. A little busy lab. Looks like it could be my lab here. And last, but certainly not least, we have a drawing here from a little ghoul named Holly. And this could be the most frightening of them all. We have some kind of creature here with glowing red eyes and angry teeth. Look at that thing, man. Good night. I wouldn't want it in my lab. Whoa. So, thank you, Rob, Holly, and Artist X. I really appreciate these drawings. They're really good. I appreciate that. They're pretty spooky. Spooky. Good drawings, really. So, anyway, let's see. What was I going to do next? I remember now. I was going to tell you guys about how Halloween really got started, all about the tradition of Halloween and what it really came from. Halloween takes its name from the word All Hallows Eve, which means the day before All Saints' Day. Many cultures have their own Halloween traditions, and several of these influence what we now call Halloween. The main source is traced back to the ancient Druids, who believed that on November 1st, demons, witches, and other evil spirits roamed the earth in wild celebrations. They had fun frightening, harming, and playing tricks on the poor humans there. The only way for the scared humans to escape this was to either offer them what they really liked, sweet foods and desserts and such, or else disguise themselves as one of them and join in their roaming, thus escaping their little pranks. That's what they did in ancient times, and this custom has been passed down virtually unchanged to us. Oh, as you can see, it was literally a trick or treat. So, anyway, I think it's time we paid a little trip to Earl's Pumpkin Land and go on our little haunted expedition for the night. So, let's get ready, all of us, and we're gonna go on over there. Oogsley, get the Gangrene mobile ready. Let's go. Dr. Gangrene here at Earl's Pumpkin Land. We're here to check out all the Halloween festivities that they've got here this year at Earl's. So let's go take a look, shall we? First off, check out these gorgeous, huge pumpkins they've got here. Bigger than the size of old Oogsley's head, don't you think? As you can see, I'm wearing my summer apparel here. It's awful hot, even though it is October. Now, we're standing outside of the kids' play area. Check this out. There's some fun stuff to do. This is a wonderful plaque to the creation of one of my fellow cohorts, the Mad Scientist Union, charter member number 3 in the Mad Scientist Union. What do you think? We're here with with Tammy. This is Earl, the owner of the Earl's Pumpkin Land. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell us a little bit about Earl's Pumpkin Land here. What's going on?
Well, this is Pumpkin Land 1999. We have lots and lots of different things for the children to see here. We have Pumpkin Land, we have a straw maze, we have farm animals, we have Bugsy the Caterpillar, which is a great thing for the children. Lots and lots of things, and a new baby deer.
New baby deer. Well, we'll have to go get that on film here in a moment.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here in front of the Boo Barn, one of the new attractions here at Earl's Pumpkin Land. Let's go take a look. Go ahead, Oopsie. I think this is one of Barnaby's long-lost relatives here. How you doing, bud? And now, let's take a quick run through the straw maze. Come on. Come on, come on. Quit lingering around, Slowpoke. Look! Barnaby Bones has a second job here. You didn't tell me you were moonlighting, Barnaby. Guess he decided to take that comedy show on the road. And last but not least, they even have a petting zoo so the animals can pet the kids. No, so the kids can pet the animals. Come on, take a look.
She's a real kicker. Does she kiss? Kicker. Oh yeah, she kisses. All you'll let her kiss. Continually. Her legs come out from under her.
Like Bambi?
Yeah. Yeah, she does look just like Bambi.
Okay, so that's about it for this trip to Earl's Pumpkin Land. I want to keep saying pumpkin patch. They have a pumpkin patch. You can even pick up pumpkins here to take home with you. So come by in Franklin. Check it out. You'll have a good time. We're back now from Earl's Pumpkin Land. I picked up this little beauty there. She is a beauty, isn't she? Yeah, you know you can go there and pick out a pumpkin as well as playing on the little kids' toys as long as you're a kid. You can have a lot of fun there. So anyway, go by and check it out if you're looking for something to do. And anyway, let's go take this up to the attic lab and we'll go carve this baby. How about it? Come on, let's go. All right. Back here in the attic lab, you might recall this is my secondary lab. This is the place where we brought Crocus, my genetically engineered mutant killer toad, to life back here a few episodes ago. But anyway, back here in the attic lab, I brought my pumpkins from Earl's here. Now, set that there, and usually I reserve this for brains and such, but we got a delicate operation going here also tonight. First thing to realize when you're gonna go carve a pumpkin is you gotta have the right set of tools. Now, most people prefer precision instruments such as these. So these are some of the precision instruments that you can pick up. Most places that carry Halloween merchandise, you got things with serrated edges like this. You can get in there and work really finely shaped crevices and things like that. Or you also might need a couple of everyday household tools such as a knife and a spoon for scraping and such. Of course, if there's any doctors out there, you might want to consider something like a syringe or perhaps a scalpel. But not me. Oh no. I prefer something else, something a little more exciting, something like Power tools! Yeah! Now, when you're done, now you have to realize, not everybody can be as precise as me. It takes a lot of practice. But when you're done, just put your little candle inside, and it should look something just about like this. Yeah, nothing like a good home craft to get one in the Halloween spirit. Hey, I don't see any of Oogsley's body parts laying around here, so I guess Madam Fortune's good luck potion must be working wonders now, shouldn't it? Well, I tell you, it's time now that we pay a little tribute to one of the greatest horror actors of all time, like I promised you we would at the beginning of the show, Bela Lugosi. Ha ha! Bela was born Bela Ferenc Dezo Blasco on October 20th, 1882 in the small Hungarian, which is now Romanian town, of Lugos. He was the youngest of 4 children in an upper middle class family. When young Bela was 12, he ran away from his hometown, never to return. Lugosi longed to act and wound up landing small roles in local theaters. He honed his skills until he eventually landed bigger roles throughout all of Hungary. Now, he adopted the name Lugosi, a name which had aristocratic heritage, but Bela later shortened this to just Lugosi. He volunteered for the war and served as an infantry lieutenant in World War II, where he was wounded 3 times and decorated. After leaving the service, he made several films in Germany before moving to New York to seek his fortune. He landed a major role in a Broadway production, learning the role phonetically, and until fate intervened and he was finally cast in the role of Dracula on the Broadway play. Based on the success of this Broadway play, Bela was chosen to repeat this role of Dracula in the 1930 feature film of Dracula. Lugosi would go on to make quite a few pictures, including 11 silent movies and more than 75 sound pictures. After over 55 years of stage and screen acting, Lugosi passed away peacefully of a heart attack at age 73 on August 16, 1956. He was laid to rest in his full Dracula costume, including one of the capes. Bela was a great actor who starred in a number of roles other than the one that he's most best known for, of course, Dracula, which he did a fine job of that and set a stereotype for vampires for years to come. But he was in a lot of other great movies. He was in The Wolf Man, where he played Bela, the fortune teller, and he was in, I wonder if Madam Fortune knew him. But anyway, he was in, he played Frankenstein in 2 different movies, and in one of the Frankenstein movies, actually 2 of the Frankenstein movies, he played, with Igor. Yeah, Igor, the hunchback lab assistant with the broken neck. It's really good. You ought to check those out if you get a chance. I believe he was in Son of Frankenstein. So get that one. That's a great one. And while you're at it, as a matter of fact, I've got a few movies I want to recommend. Madam Fortune's concoction here smells kind of good. Anyway, I got a few movies I want to recommend for this Halloween. So get your pen and paper and let's do that. So you're looking for movies to rent. Well, let me tell you what Dr. Gangrene recommends. This Halloween, I recommend, first off, we'll do a list for kids. So for children, I recommend, Frankenweenie, the great Tim Burton classic. If you haven't seen this little bitty short film, it's great. Check it out. Let's see, we'll do Frankenweenie, and then maybe it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, a perennial classic. You gotta watch that one. And then perhaps The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the animated version, classic. Nothing more need be said. And let's see, maybe Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And to round it out, the 5th movie, we'll say Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. You get Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and Dracula, played by Bela. You get all 3. Can't beat that. Now, for the adult list, let's say The Frighteners, a modern one. That's a great movie. It's Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is in that one. He's good. Let's see, very scary movie. That action-packed. Got that one, Night of the Living Dead, a classic. Psycho, we reviewed that one a while back. Let's say Frankenstein for a classic. And last but not least, The Wolfman, where Bela plays Bela the Gypsy. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! And now, I promised you viewers that we were going to do a little extra something special tonight. Everything's special here on Chiller Cinema, but tonight I got something planned just for you. We're going to do a little home crafts that you can do some Halloween projects. So, back to the attic lab we go. Come on. Well, here's something rather special. We have here the Vincent Price Shrunken Head Apple Sculpture Kit. This was issued back in 1975, so if you were one of the lucky kids to pick up one of these things, you could shrink your own heads, and that's just exactly what we're going to do here tonight in the lab. This kit includes everything you need to carve your own apples. Well, everything that is except for your apple and your carving tools, but fortunately I brought my own. Now, as you can see, I have my trusty chef hat here just for this home project. Cooking with Gangrene. Oh, that could be a Saturday morning special, yeah. And if I had that, then that with my other show, I could take over the world. But anyway, now, first step, we're going to get back to carving this apple here. The first step, what you have to remember, there's several different methods you can do to make your own apple shrunken heads here, but the first step is pretty much the same with all of them, so set these down. The first thing you're going to need, now you kids out there, just remember, you need to ask for your parents' help. Don't try this alone. The first thing, you get your apple, and the bigger the better, and you need a vegetable peeler. Okay, so you got your vegetable peeler here, and what you got to do is you got to take this skin off here, okay? And so go around here and peel some of the skin off your apple, and you can leave a little bit at the top and bottom if you want. That'll look like hair when you get it all done here. But that's the first step. And then once you get that, we're gonna pretend like I got it here. But once you get that done, you're gonna need a knife. Now, what I suggest is a regular butter knife, because if you use a sharp knife, it kind of tends to gouge in more than it does to actually carve. But you're gonna take this and you're gonna carve you out some shapes here. Like you're gonna carve you a basic eye and nose, and you're going to carve you a little mouth here. And we didn't really have time to show you all the actual carvings here. So what you do, just pretend like this is carved. Carve your face, get it the way you like it. Now the next thing you have to do is you have to pickle your head. So what you got to do is you got to make up a solution. 1 cup of salt to 4 cups of water, okay? And you take your apple and you submerge it in that for 24 hours, all right? And after you get done with that, then comes the fun part where your apple actually becomes a little head. So what you do, you take it out, and I took the liberty of preparing this ahead of time. Check this out. Gotta let them sit for the better part, 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll have little shrunken heads. Check these out. Check these little guys out, little twins here. I kind of like this one right here myself. Got his little nose going. But you're going to carve your face and make sure that you don't try to carve it out but not gouge too much. You'll get real angular shapes. But anyway, they'll shrink up. These aren't fully shrunk yet. They'll shrink a little bit more. And something also that you need to do, it's rather humid here in Tennessee. So what you're going to need to do, I suggest you take your apple and you put it in your oven on the setting of 200 degrees for about an hour, just to kind of take some of the moisture out, and then take them out and set them someplace like in a windowsill or something where they can get some sunlight, and just let them sit for 2 to 3 weeks, and they'll shrink up and you'll have you some nice little heads here. Vincent Price Apple Sculpture Kit came with a little plastic device that you attach to the top of a lamp that you would hang your head inside of, and it actually shrunk the head off the heat of the lamp. But it also came with a few other accessories, such as hair. And you can take this hair and you can attach it to your little shrunken head. Check that out. It's this shrunken head. And also little beads you can attach to the hair and everything like that. But anyway, get you some fake hair like this and you can amaze your friends and astound your enemies. So there it is. Cooking 101 right here on Chiller Cinema. Have a good time with it. Oh, the master is away. Oh, look, soup. Oh, good ingredients. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, top. Oh, oh. Oh, look, all kinds of good stuff. Oh, what has the master been up to? Oh, look. Oh, oh. Listen, I just don't even know what to say. We've got so many disclaimers to give you for tonight that let me just run through a few things here with you. First off, kids, don't play with fire, okay? Listen, if you really play with fire, you'll end up just like Oogsley did. And of course, I can genetically engineer him another one and grow it in the lab, reattach it. But don't play with fire. And second off, don't play with power drills. If you do, you might drill yourself through the hand or the head or something, and you'll end up in the hospital or dead. And let's see, third off, let's see, if a fortune teller gives you a vat of what is supposed to be a potion to keep ill from befalling you, don't eat the ingredients. And last but not least, use the power that I've given you responsibly. Use it for good, not evil. And remember, don't shrink the heads of those you know and love. And until next time, this is Dr. Gangrene saying, happy haunting, and we'll see you back here in the lab next week.
Death Valley Haunted Woods, 769 West Main Street in Hendersonville. Just look for the searchlights near New Shackle Island Road.
Greetings, Fright fans, and welcome in to another horror-filled half hour here on Chiller Cinema. Obviously, we're not in the lab. We're in a distant locale tonight. We decided to go on a little road trip because we wanted to visit one of the most famous of all American institutions, the drive-in. That's right, the place where many of you saw, and many people all over the world saw all these great B movies for the first time. The drive-in. Ah, the drive-in. I love it. The sights, the smells, the sounds, and you're going to witness and see all of them tonight. We're going to interview the owner here. We got all kinds of fun stuff in store for you, all the usual stuff, Major Monterey Jack, all that. But before we get to that, got a little surprise in store for you. We're going to send you back to the lab because I got a video greeting from a good friend of mine. Check this out.
Ah, greetings. I am the Count Gordival, the host of Creature Feature, the weekly web program. And I want to thank Dr. Gangrene for letting me stop by to say hello. While I'm here, I thought I'd let you know a little secret about the doctor, in case you haven't figured it out yet. Dr. Gangrene is one very sick puppy. But then again, that's why I like him so much. When you're done with Chiller Cinema, stop by the internet at www.countgore.com. I'll be waiting for you.
Right, welcome back. Well, that was Count Gordival, good friend of mine, horror host extraordinaire from the Washington, D.C. area, he's not living there anymore now, but he still goes back and from time to time does things. He did a special there on New Year's Eve, Countdown with the Count. What a way to kick off the year 2000. Well, speaking of kicking off, we're going to kick off our little tribute to the drive-in movies here. We're going to interview the owner, Larry, of this establishment here. Oh, by the way, let me tell you exactly which drive-in we're at. We came across the state line. That's right, Chiller Cinema in another state. We will take over the world, one state at a time. No, anyway, we're here in Kentucky, just over the state line at the Franklin Drive-In. This is a fantastic place. You guys will have to come check it out. But we're going to go interview the owner over here, and you got to see we're going to take you up to the projection booth, well, the snack bar, the whole bit. You get the whole experience here with Dr. Gangrene and Chiller Cinema. Let's go ahead and go do that now, shall we? Back here, and I've got Larry Forsey, the owner here of the Franklin Drive-In. How you doing tonight?
Doing fine.
All right, I dragged him aside so he could tell you guys a little bit about just the setup and everything that goes on here in the main control booth here of the Drive-In Cinema. So tell my viewers here a little bit. Well, first, I'll tell you what. How long have you been in business here?
The drive-in itself has been in business since 1969. I've personally been here for the last 5 years.
Okay, so it's been around for a while, it's well established, you screen, and everything looks in great shape.
It's been in great shape, just a matter of keeping it up.
Yeah. So tell us, when the movies arrive, tell my viewers a little bit about the process, how that works.
Generally, they come in on a 20-minute reel that's, probably 10, 12 inches in diameter. And then in turn, I take them and put them together on a reel, on a platter system here, and make one large roll. Is actually what you wind up making.
Yeah.
That process generally takes about an hour, depending on the film. If it's in good condition, you can do it in an hour. If it's in bad, it can last all day.
I see. So now tell me, what are your operating months like? I'm sure weather is permitting as.
Yeah, weather has a whole lot in it. We generally advertise April to October is our months. While school's out, I go 7 days every day. But like in April through probably, I guess months are that I go into 7 days through the end of July.
So you are actually open every day of the week during the summer?
Right, during the summer we're open every night.
That's fantastic. Most drive-ins don't give you, but they go the extra mile here at the Franklin Drive-In. And you've even got the old trailers, the classic movies, at the beginning, the drive-in,
right,
popcorn.
Right, we also have the FM sound that's advertised on the screen before the movie starts, give you a better sound. Some drive-ins have AM. I have AM, but I don't use it. We went to FM. Still just a few speakers left out there. They're not really in good shape, so I don't recommend them. They're just extinct, more or less.
Yeah, kind of a prop there. There's a little taste of nostalgia. You can park in the back, and they've got these old speakers you put on the side of your car and listen to it that way. But yeah, you get here, you tune in. What's the station?
91.5.
91.5. Tune it in, and you guys can come enjoy the Franklin Cinema. So you'll be going until November. Then next year, when will you start again?
We open up in April. Weather permitting, the first week of April, if it's decent enough weather, just weather permitting, we open up in April.
Okay, you want to give that 1-800 phone number out?
It's 1-877 586-1905.
You call that number, you can find out what's playing, and you guys come up and visit Larry and the rest of the gang here at the Franklin Drive-In. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now this is the size reel Larry was telling you viewers about earlier. This holds about 20 minutes worth of film, something like that. He spliced them all together, but for those of you who like something a little larger, a little more monstrous, you can go for the Godzilla size, mother of all reels.
Yeah, what would you like?
Ah, hot butter popcorn and hot dogs and all that good stuff. The smell of popcorn is in the air. We're here at the drive-in, as I said, the Franklin Drive-In here in Kentucky, Franklin, Kentucky. I tell you what, we're gonna go back to the lab here. I'm gonna send you guys back Major Monterey Jack, the monster hunter extraordinaire in the Nashville area. Well, he's on the hunt, on the trail of some weird beast tonight, so we're gonna send you guys back there, go see exactly what it is that he's after.
Right, Major Monterey Jack here, monster hunter extraordinaire. We're here in this heavily wooded area just outside the Franklin Drive-In in the hills of Kentucky, where we've had reports of a killer grizzly stalking the area. It's been coming into the drive-in and taking hot dogs and such from the patrons there. Must be a bit hungry. Kind of hungry myself, but anyway, we're gonna go tonight and see if we can find some clues to prove or disprove whether there is in fact a giant killer grizzly in the area. Come with me if you dare. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit about this beast. This beast is rumored to be over 9 foot tall. He weighs well over 5,000 pounds of unfettered fury. He's supposed to have 10-inch claws and 15-inch teeth. He's a regular killer, much like Bob Dole. Now, it's rumored that he could eat as much as a regular elephant, a small elephant, or the equivalent of 2 Roseanne bars. Now, this creature is rumored to be running around these hills. He's been coming into this drive-in, stealing chili dogs and such. He's really fond of nachos, so if you order any nachos, make sure that you are downwind from where the creature, from the woods here, so the creature does not attack and in fact take your chili cheese dog. Well, we're going to go ahead and see if we can find some clues now, because, you know, my expert eye, I've been trained to spot clues of monsters and other things like this, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Come with me if you dare.
Right, I found one clue right here already, viewers. Check this out. Now, this big bare spot right here is, in fact, could be a footprint where the beast came right between these trees here, left a big indentation here in the ground, and moved on to his next cheese dog victim. Well, let's see if we can find some more clues now. We'll press on. Very enlightening. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, glad you're here. Check this out. There are lots of berries on this tree. Now, as you viewers know, bears like berries and they're attracted to them, but not this bear. This bear likes people and chili dogs, and he'll eat people, and if you're not careful, he'll eat you. So you berries, you're safe, but you people are not. So if you want to find some more clues to know when a bear's in your area, come with me. It could save your life. Oh, check this out. You know what? This is indeed a clue here. We found a sneaker. Oh, quite a smelly sneaker. I think that the bear perhaps has come through here and eaten a victim. Either that or someone got so scared they ran right out of the sneaker. Either way, I do believe a killer grizzly has been in the area. Let's press on. We'll see if we can find him. Mm-hmm. Look here, viewers. I believe that he is. Shh, very quiet. I believe that he is just right up here. Look. Quietly now, we're gonna observe his activities. You know, this is ridiculous. That little cute cub. You know, I don't think that actually there is a killer grizzly here. I think that this has all been just a hoax. I think that perhaps... Hey! What was that? That bear threw... This is Major Monterey Jack! Back to the lab! Or the drive-in! Okay, we're back here at the drive-in, the Franklin Drive-In here in Franklin, Kentucky, waiting for our feature film to start. At any minute now, it's going to start. Our movie for tonight is Chicken Run. Now, it's not exactly what you'd expect Dr. Gangrene to go see. It's not really a horror movie, but I'll tell you what, it's awful foul. Ba-dum-boom. Anyway, we're going to go do a little something. We're going to visit with a friend of mine who is a horror writer. His name's Jonathan Lampley. He wrote a great book along with a writer from Tennessee named Ken Beck. Jonathan Lampley, he wrote a book on horror trivia. So we're going to go visit with Jonathan. He's got some neat things in his house collection. I did this interview a while back, so thought I'd play it for you guys and let you see. So anyway, we'll take it away, and I'll see you guys back here at the drive-in. Welcome back, Chiller Cinemaniacs. Haha, Gangrene here. Now, as I promised you, we're going to do this little interview. We're here outside this suburban, quiet neighborhood, just on the outskirts of Nashville. Little do the neighbors here realize what horrors lurk behind this door. Come with me if you dare, and we will interview horror author Jonathan Malcolm Lampley. Mr. Lampley, I presume?
I am Jonathan Lampley. Welcome to my house. Come freely, go safely, and leave something with you.
Stoker, no less. Come on, gang, let's go see. Okay, back here inside Jonathan Malcolm Lampley's home. Mr. Lampley, how are you today?
Gangrene, an honor to have you in my house.
Well, thank you, thank you. You've got some wonderful stuff here. A little while later, we're going to take a look at some of your memorabilia you've got about. Quite impressed.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. So, tell my viewers a little bit about yourself. Jonathan is a professor and a horror historian and a writer, just all around. Oh, where's Mini Hats? Tell us a little bit about how you got started and your interest in horror, if you would.
Well, I'm a native of Nashville. I've lived here all my life, or in the area, and ever since I was 8 years old, I've been fascinated by horror, science fiction, the macabre, and all of its forms. I remember when I was 8, my parents purchased for me from the old Cokesbury bookstore that used to be in Green Hills, Thomas G. Ellsworth's Movie Monsters.
Ah.
That was a very popular book when I was a child about old horror movies, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, all of that, aimed for young readers. I was hooked after that. Soon thereafter, I saw the great Hammer film with Peter Cushing, The Revenge of Frankenstein, on Channel 5.
It's a good one.
The old Count of Five was a horror host here.
Oh, yes, yes. We're going to do a special on the Count shortly.
And after that, more books, magazines, and movies followed, and 25 years later, I'm still Monster Boy.
Monster Boy. Now, that's a title that I think I would be most proud to wear of all your titles. So, you're a professor where?
Well, I'm in graduate school at Middle Tennessee State University, working on a doctorate in English and history, but with an emphasis on film and popular culture. Mm-hmm. I teach for Middle. I also teach for Columbia State Community College.
So you are actually also able to incorporate your love of horror into your teaching, is that correct?
Oh, yes, yes. I've taught Dracula, Frankenstein, stories by Poe, Lovecraft, Richard Matheson. I've shown films like The Wicker Man. So there's room to incorporate it into the classroom.
Yeah, of course. So tell my viewers a little bit about your most recent endeavor, this book that you co-wrote.
Well, that's The Amazing Colossal Book of Horror Trivia, co-written with my good friend Ken Beck and his writing partner Jim Clark. This book got its origin, or finds its origins, with Ken. For years he's been after me to combine my knowledge of old horror and science fiction films with both of our loves of trivia. And finally, last year, we got together and came up with over 1,800 questions about vampires, werewolves, Frankenstein monsters, giant apes. I think there's even a chapter on mad scientists and TV horror.
Just my favorite kind of subjects there. This is a great book. I have a copy of this. It's a bit dog-eared. The rats in my lab got a hold of it and chewed the edges, but it's a wonderful resource in addition to all the trivia questions and everything else. It's also got biographies on all our favorite horror stars. That covers a little bit about the book. We'll talk a little more later, but I'm dying for my fans to be able to take a little tour of your house. They've got some pretty neat stuff here, so can we go do that?
I would be honored.
All right, come with us. Okay, Jonathan, so tell us a little bit about these beautiful posters here in your living, or should I say, dying room.
Well, first off, we have Dracula AD 1972, the first of Hammer's modern dress Dracula films with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. A lot of people don't like this film. It has a bad reputation, but I think it's great, and I think the poster's really cool too. And over here on the left is a collage of Cushing and Lee pictures from Dracula AD 72, I, Monster, Curse of Frankenstein, and The Skull. And then to the left of that, The House That Dripped Blood, another Cushing-Lee terror team-up. This one with a script by Robert Bloch, author of Psycho. And the signature there is of Ingrid Pitt, the famous horror star.
I don't know if you guys can read it, but it says, vampires, voodoo, vixens, victims. You just gotta love these movie posters.
They sure do love the alliteration, don't they? And then to the left of that, we have the poster for Dr. Fives Rises Again, starring Vincent Price and Robert Quarry. Peter Cushing makes a cameo appearance in that one. I don't know if you can tell, but it is signed by Robert Quarry, who is also known as Count Yorga. And it says, "To Jonathan, where am I?" in this poster.
We're in the trophy room of Jonathan's lair of horror. So show us a few of your prizes here, if you would.
Well, this cabinet is dedicated to a smorgasbord of my favorites. I have a lot of horror and science fiction items in here, but also a lot of vintage comic book items. I'm also a collector of DC Comics, a big Justice League, Justice Society, and Batman fan. So we have a lot of interesting things from about 40 years of horror and fantasy memorabilia.
Great, let's see some of it.
Okay. Yes, I acquired this, the first issue of Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, in 1997. I purchased it from Steve Dolnick, whom some of your viewers might know. He is the world's leading dealer in old monster movie magazines. I purchased this at the convention, not only because it was one of the prizes I'd been looking for 25 years, but also because Forrest J. Ackerman himself was there. And as you can see, I got him to sign it for me. I didn't know at the time, but someone else got him to sign it years and years ago. Then must have run into some hard times and sold it off. But this is it. This is what started the entire monster magazine boom of the late 50s and early 60s. Cinefantastique, Midnight Marquee, Fangoria, all of those magazines owe a debt of gratitude to Forrest Ackerman and Famous Monsters of Filmland.
So here we see the late, great Peter Cushing, your all-time favorite horror movie actor. Is that correct?
That's right. And this is the prize of my collection. In 1986, Peter Cushing published his autobiography, Peter Cushing, an autobiography. And it was a huge hit in England, but it did not show up in America until last year, when it was reprinted by Midnight Marquee. But many years ago, my high school drama teacher went over to England on vacation, and I asked him to keep an eye out for this. And so, not only did he get me a first edition of Peter Cushing's autobiography, but he managed to find one that Peter Cushing had signed at a book signing.
Jonathan, thank you for sharing your time with us and allowing us to visit your Chamber of Horrors.
Thank you, Dr. Gangrene.
You're welcome.
Come back anytime.
Well, I will take you up on that offer. We'll come back and visit again. And in the meantime, I'll see you viewers back in the lab.
Now you can hear tonight's show through your car's FM radio. Simply turn your ignition to the accessory position. This will not drain your car battery. Now, turn on your radio. Select the following FM frequency and enjoy the movie.
Gangrene here. We're here. The show's just about to start. They're showing previews for coming attractions. So we're going to watch Chicken Run tonight. This is going to be really good. Tell you guys what, I'll be back after tonight's show, and I will review Chicken Run back in the lab. So I'll see you guys back there. Enjoy the show at the drive-in.
Get away from that. Board will be bored.
That's pretty good. Well, welcome back, Chiller Cinemaniacs. Gangrene here. Back in the lab like I promised you guys. Just enjoying a little butter popcorn here, fresh from the Franklin Drive-In, where we just got through watching Chicken Run. Now, I told you guys that I was going to review this little foul little movie here, and I think that I'll do just that. Now, first off, you got to take into account that this is not the normal kind of movie that we would review here on Chiller Cinema, because it's not a horror movie. But that being said, it doesn't matter. It's still a pretty good little movie. Now, this movie is from the makers, the same people that brought you Wallace and Gromit. Wonderful little kid's story. I just dropped one of my skulls here. I can find it. I was going to rate this baby. I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3. 3 skulls here on Chiller Cinema for Chicken Run. It tells the story of a group of hens that are trapped in this hen house A rooster lands inside of it. I won't tell you the whole bit, but they plan this elaborate escape route. Fantastic little movie, really fun. If you got any kids there, take them to go see it. Three Skulls, recommended by Dr. Gangrene and crew here on Chiller Cinema. Well, that's about it from this week. I hope you enjoyed the drive-in experience. Franklin Drive-In, get up there, go see some movies before the summer's up. And remember, next April, give them a call at that 1-800 number that Larry gave out. They'll be crank up again next year. We'll go see some more fun movies like Godzilla 2001. Don't know if they're really making it Godzilla 2001. But they should. So until next week, this is Dr. Gangrene from the lab saying, stay mad! Where's that popcorn? Greetings, Chiller Cinemaniacs. Dr. Gangrene here. Welcome into the lab this foggy evening here on Chiller Cinema. I'm your host, Dr. Gangrene, as usual, broadcasting to you live from my secret hidden laboratory here on Shackle Island. Well, we thought we'd do something just a slight bit different tonight. We have something very special lined up for you guys, and that is a best of Chiller Cinema Year 1. That's right. I'm going to show you the best clips from the first year. We've been doing this for a whole year. We had a first ceremony anniversary there, and we're going to show you guys just exactly what some of the best clips are. Now, you say, what were the best clips? Well, we got one coming up here, and for you new viewers, this will be a good introduction to Gangrene and Chiller Cinema and just what it is that we do here. This first clip concerns Crocus, my genetically engineered mutant killer toad. I think you guys will enjoy this.
All right, the preparations have been made. Everything is ready. I finished the final stages. It's time for the transferal to bring life back into the corpse of Crocus. As I prepare to throw this switch, be ready to be amazed. Feel the power. It's time to raise him into the heavens and restore life to my creation. Feel the power! Feel the power of the lightning of the heavens as it restores life! Life! Yes, yes! Feel the power. Now, let's lower him back down. Back into the laboratory. No! No! Crocus! No! Crocus, no! No! Welcome back. Oh, poor Crocus. God never had a chance, did he? Well, I'll tell you guys what. Rather smoky in here, so we're going to go ahead and get to our next clip. Now, we had a little experiment of the week, a little formula that I had come up with that I called Chemical Z, and you're going to find out just why it had that name here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and look at that clip. I've been working on a new plot to take over the world. I have created one of the most deadly compounds known to man. Just a few more calculations. Within the hour, I will come up with the right formula, and I will have created a new chemical that is 5,000 times more deadly than nitroglycerin. I call it Chemical Z. Now, why do I call it Chemical Z? Because it's two better than Chemical X. Forget dynamite. Forget nitroglycerin. Forget Roseanne Barr's bowels. This will create one of the largest explosions on the face of the planet. Now, with these calculations, I will have created Chemical Z. This is it! This is it! It's finally ready. Oh yes, yes. The most volatile solution ever known to man is finally completed. Yes! Now, I must run down to the cellar just for a moment. Get my notes, my journals, make a few last notations, and I'll be right back. Just wait right there. Oh. Oh. What has the master been doing again? Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh. Oh, fruity. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. Good. Now, here's those no's. Now I can go ahead and be the... What was that? Oogsley! Oogsley, are you up there? What are you doing up there? I told you to get out of my... Get down here! Get down here now!
Don't run. I told you not to run in the lab, Oogsley. You're gonna trip and fall. Ah! Oh. Oogsley! My lab! I'd say I'd kill you, but you're already dead. Okay, now, that was Oogsley there in that clip, and the unfortunate experiment of Chemical Z. Didn't quite go as planned, but don't worry, I was able to piece Oogsley back together. Found bits and pieces of him. I was scraping them up for a couple of weeks there. But anyway, I'm going to introduce you guys to a couple more cast members now. First off, you're going to find Madame Fortune, that mystic fortune teller extraordinaire. And then after that will be that crazy, this guy's just not right, monster hunter, Monterey Jack. So let's go ahead and I'll introduce you to those guys. Enjoy. Greetings, chiller cinemaniacs. Dr. Gangrene here with my good friend, Madame Fortune. You might remember Madame Fortune from a few weeks back. How you doing tonight, Madam?
Very good, Dr. Gangrene.
Excellent, excellent. I managed to track her mystic sideshow down, you know, traveling town to town. You saw her at the beginning of the episode reciting that little poem about the Wolf Man. And that is exactly what I want to discuss with you tonight, if I might. I know you being a gypsy and a fortune teller, you have a lot of experience with the Wolf Man, right?
Yes, lots of experience.
Yes, well impart some of your great wisdom to my viewers and tell them a little bit about the Wolf Man.
Sure. Very important to know. They're also known as werewolves. Yes.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
important.
Okay. Yeah. They're known as werewolves. Yeah. That is true. They are. What else? What other tidbits can you tell my viewers so that if they were to run across one of these foul beasts, they would know some signs to spot them? Werewolves. Tell me a little bit.
Well, werewolves are covered from their head to toe with hair. Lots of hair. Fur. Almost.
Okay. Hence the name Wolf Man. What other great tidbits can you tell me about them?
I have another good point.
Okay.
They have very long, sharp teeth, like this. Teeth. Long and sharp.
Okay, sharp teeth and hair. Okay, I think my viewers may have been able to pick up on those facts. Well, those are good though. Those are good. Well, any other little bits that you can tell us before we go tonight?
Werewolves have a distinct sound. If you ever hear one, it sounds like roar, roar, roar.
Okay, viewers. Well, thank you, madam. We're going to go back to the lab now. That's a lot of help there. So now you know a few signs to look for with the...
I've had a lot of experience with werewolves.
Yeah, with the werewolves there. So we're going to go back to the lab now. I'll see you viewers there.
Good evening. Monterey Jack, Major Monterey Jack, monster hunter extraordinaire here. We're today on the track of another elusive beast. There have been lots of rumors here just outside of Nashville in this heavily wooded section of a abominable snowman. So tonight, we're going to see if we can't track down some clues and find out if there is any truth, in fact, behind the rumors of an abominable snowman in Nashville, Tennessee. So come with me and we'll go ahead and see if we can't track down some clues to prove or disprove this legend. Right, well, what could this be here? It looks like, yes indeed, I believe we have a snap twig here. This man, this abominable snowman, could have just traveled right through this area and snapped this. Wait a minute, I need a little closer look here. Yes indeed. I believe that the abominable snowman could indeed have traveled through this area and broken off this twig here. So let's see if we can't find another clue. Very promising indeed. Well, looks like a clue here. I believe that quite often, let me clue you viewers in on something, that we monster hunters, when we trained back in Transylvania, you know, I ran across the trail of many abominable snowmen back in that area, and also up in Luxembourg, and also when I was in Sweden and Norway, I also encountered some trails of some snowmen, and it's quite often they are rumored that they will eat snow cones because the temperature of the snow cone helps them keep their lower body temperature internally down low. And very often this looks like it could be a lemon-flavored trail of a snow cone that's dripped here. Perhaps lemon-flavored, or perhaps it's, let me try a little bit of this. Maybe it's citrus or a little bit salty. I'll tell you what, we'll just move on here. All right, we're here outside these woods. I found a few of the local children here. I wanted to ask them if perhaps they, they're out in the woods quite a bit playing here, and then it snowed here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to find out if perhaps they have witnessed anything. Kids, have you seen any abominable snowmen in the area?
Abominable? What does that mean?
Abominable? Well, that means terrible, horrible.
My dad's terrible on chilly nights.
Chilly nights? No, I don't mean that. I mean like a monster. Have you seen any monsters around?
My dad's a monster when I bring home bad grades.
When you no, kids, I don't think you excuse me. I don't think they've seen any abominable snowmen around here. Just some faulting fathers and bad grades and such. So we're going to move on to see if we can't find something else here.
Shh. Okay, viewers, you got to be very quiet here. I think we may have found our prey. Let's take a look. Shh. Be quiet, because if we're not careful, we might enrage him or perhaps scare him off, or worse, make him angry.
I think we eluded him. He was horrible. He had a corncob pipe and a bud nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. I think we eluded him. I don't see him anywhere. Horrible, hideous creature. No. This is Major Monterey Jack. Until next time, back to the lab.
Well, now, that was Madam Fortune and Monterey Jack, my good friend Monterey Jack, Major Monterey Jack, Monster Hunter Extraordinaire, as he likes to refer to himself. Well, my next clip concerns something that I'm holding right here. This is a little nuclear waste that was drained away back when we did a little project of mine called the thermonuclear thermos. Didn't quite, once again, work out as planned, thanks to Oogsley. Go ahead and view that. Now, I've noticed that many times people, let me ask you a question. How many of you people out there, you work every day for a job? Well, for those of you who do, you a lot of times can't always afford to go out and eat dinner. I know when I'm working here in the lab, I can't always afford to eat out. We mad scientists, we operate on a budget nowadays. But anyway, that in mind, a lot of times people carry their food, and when they do, they have to carry it in a thermos, and their food doesn't always stay warm as long as they like. So I've engineered a device to rid the world of this horrible, horrible plague, and that is a thermonuclear thermos. Oh yes, we're going to use nuclear power to keep our food warm. And I think that sounds like the mail's here. I'll be right down, Oogsley. Get that. Just a few minute adjustments here, and I think, yes, success. My thermonuclear new thermos is finally ready. Now, if I could just get someone to try the toxic liquid within this thermos. Who could I possibly get to try this? Hey, Oogsley, whatever you do, don't drink the liquid in this thermos. The thermos right here on the table in the attic workshop. Whatever you do, don't drink it.
Oh, I know the master told me not to do it, but it looks so good. Oh, oh, oh,
oh. Sounds like somebody found the thermos. Let's go see how our mouse did with the cheese up there. Oh, Oogsley, I told you not to. Oogsley, where'd you go? Oogsley, Oogsley. Oogsley! Oh no, Oogsley! All right, welcome back. Well, you know, I was just sitting here trying to decide which bit I was gonna do next, and I remembered it's time to do Nurse Dead Body. I mean, time to get to the Nurse Dead Body clips, and that's exactly what we're gonna do now. Nurse Dead Body is my new lab assistant. Oogsley went on vacation for a short bit. Of course, he did manage to make it back here, but in the meantime, I ran ads for a new lab assistant, and Nurse Dead Body somehow managed to win the role. Now, you may notice that in my earlier clips, I had a slight blemish on my otherwise smooth complexion. Well, you'll see here, as you'll see here, I decided it was time that I take care of that little pock mark there, and well, you'll find out what happened. Was the St. Francisville experiment from TriStar. I appreciate you guys sending me that trailer. It looks really spooky, kind of what was it called? Blair Witch kind of movie. Yeah, that was it. Quite spooky. Woo! Well, we're gonna do something special now. You know, since there's a female running around the lab now, and the guys got to think about appearances, so I think I'll finally do something to get rid of these pesky scars. And in order to do that, I contacted a good friend of mine, a colleague of mine, all the way back from TSU. That's right, Transylvania State University, you know, the college that I graduated from, and his name is Dr. Butcher, and Dr. Butcher has agreed to come on to Chiller Cinema and to help me remove these dreaded scars once and for all. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do that now. All right, we're back here. We're in the attic lab, the upstairs portion of my secret hidden lab here on Shackle Island. I'm here with Dr. Butcher, a good colleague of mine from TSU, Transylvania State University, that is, and Nurse Dead Body, my new undead lab assistant. Anyway, Doctor, take it away.
Yes, I am Dr. Butcher, and I am here to remove these horrible lesions from this man's face. And I have this lady here, Nurse Dead Body, to be my assistant. And I need to anesthetize. I need to knock him out. Anesthesia, please. Okay.
No, wait. No, wait.
Excellent. Excellent. We shall proceed with the operation now.
Meanwhile, check out these clips from Movies in the Park from Bride of Frankenstein.
All right, we're back here in the attic lab. That was the Movies in the Park there in Nashville. We went to that a couple of weeks back, and I hope you guys all enjoyed that because it was a lot of fun. But anyway, we're going to remove these bandages now so I can talk plainly and so we can see if these scars were indeed properly healed. Doctor?
Well, there was a few miscalculations. Well, I have some good news and some bad news.
What do you mean? Give me the good news first.
The operation was a success. Your scars were totally removed.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Surely Nurse Dead Body will like me better now. But what's this noise about bad news?
Well, during the operation, you died.
Died?
Yes. Due to a massive blood loss, to save your life, I had to give you a transfusion from the only person available.
But there's no one else. Who else was available?
Nurse Dead Body.
Nurse Dead Body! Quick, I've got to see for myself.
Ali, would you please remove the bandages? Oh.
How is it? Here! Mirror!
Halloween, I am a zombie. Oh, yes. Oh, actually, this is good. This is good. Woo! No longer do I just have to watch all these zombie movies. Now I am a zombie movie. Oh, and now it truly will be Chiller Cinema. And if you thought I was mad before, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. Oh. All right, welcome back. That was Nurse Deadbody there. My new lab assistant. Well, I think you all can tell why I chose her. Oh, Nurse Deadbody. She says that I'm the host with the most, that I have a real talent for hosting these old horror movies. But, you know, there was a talent that I displayed long before that, and I was able to show you viewers here on Chiller Cinema that last Halloween, my favorite season, Halloween. I'll go ahead and let you guys take a peek at my other talent here. Go ahead and roll that clip. Back here in the attic lab, you might recall this is my secondary lab. This is the place where we brought Crocus, my mutant, genetically engineered mutant killer toad, to life back here a few episodes ago. But anyway, back here in the attic lab, I brought my pumpkins from Earl's here. Now, set that there, and usually I reserve this for brains and such, but we got a delicate operation going here also tonight. First thing to realize when you're gonna go carve a pumpkin is you gotta have the right set of tools. Now, most people prefer precision instruments such as these. So these are some of the precision instruments that you can pick up most places that carry Halloween merchandise. You got things with serrated edges like this. You can get in there and work really finely shaped crevices and things like that. Or you also might need a couple of everyday household tools such as a knife and a spoon for scraping and such. Of course, if there's any doctors out there, you might want to consider something like a syringe or perhaps a scalpel. But not me. Oh no. I prefer something else, something a little more exciting, something like power tools. Yeah. Now, when you're done, now, you have to realize, not everybody can be as precise as me. It takes a lot of practice. But when you're done, just put your little candle inside, and it should look something just about like this. Well, now this is some interesting reading here. Well, gang, Dr. Gangrene here, just sitting here reading the latest issue of Scary Monsters magazine. This incredibly good-looking fellow on the cover here looks a little bit familiar, don't you think? Anyway, Dad, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's little episode, the best of the year one Chiller Cinema. We'll do this every year, and we'll kind of show you guys some highlights of the best of worst of Chiller Cinema for each year that's gone on. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and leave you guys with one more little treat here. We had a few friends and celebrities that decided over the last year to send little greetings here to Chiller Cinema. So we're going to go ahead and leave you guys with those clips. So until next time, this is Dr. Gangrene from the lab saying, stay mad!
We're Dexterville, and you're watching
Chiller Cinema!
Good, we're good. Oh man, no.
Hello! We're Impaler from Minneapolis, Minnesota, sending ghastly greetings to Dr. Gangrene and everyone watching Chiller Cinema.
And to all you people on Chiller Cinema, support this guy. We've got to keep the horror host going.
Now, this is my kind of guy.
horror movie maniacs. Dr. Gangrene here. Welcome into my lab of terror here on Chiller Cinema. Well, I'm glad you decided to join me here on this stormy evening because we have a really spooky episode lined up for you tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do because you will not want to miss this. We've got a tribute lined up tonight. This is a little ode, a little homage, if you will, to one of the pioneers of the horror host industry here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. We're going to pay tribute tonight to Dr. Lucifer. That's right, the very first horror host that Nashville, Tennessee ever had. And not only that, but we've got a world screamier here. Now, you'll only see this footage here on Chiller Cinema, and that is the actual opening bits of Dr. Lucifer's show from all the way back in 1956. You guys are going to like this. We've got all that lined up. We've got a whole haunted house episode. We're going to do all kinds of haunted house spooky stuff. Woo! Not only that, but we've also got an interview lined up with our good friend Jeff Thompson and lots of other chills and excitement here on Chiller Cinema. Well, that blood-curdling scream means that the dead mail carrier has arrived, so let's go ahead and let him in and see what Icky brought us tonight. Come on in there! Yeah! Well, if it isn't my favorite putrid postman, Icky from the dead mail office.
Who were you expecting? Mel Gibson?
Oh, that's terrible. You know, one thing I can always count is Icky and his sunny disposition.
Oh yeah, a regular bundle of laughs. Cursed for all eternity. Deliver mail to the dead. No wonder I'm so cheerful.
Yeah, one song, same old song and dance. What you got for me today?
I've got a few nice letters for you here.
Okay, good.
And a package that seems to have gotten opened in transit somehow.
Opened in transit? This happens every time. You open my mail.
No, I would never open your mail.
You did open it. Look, it's been opened with a box cutter.
No box cutter. No box cutter here. No, sir. I would never open your mail. The Dead Letter Office has strict guidelines for the delivery of packages. No loitering around crypts, no speaking in tongues, and we always deliver the mail untampered.
Yeah, right. As I can see, just go on. That's enough. Just get out of here.
Okay. I see what I'm not appreciating. I'm out of here. Besides, I got to deliver a crate to a house on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Seems some old crotchety guy there needs some lab equipment. So, hey, I'm out of here. Talk to you later, Dr. Gangrene.
Okay, that was Icky. Seems my mail's always getting open lately, but anyway, let's take a peek here and see what we got. Okay, now, let's see. We'll put the box down. We'll get to that. Save the best for last here. Famous sci-fi star, huh? I just can't imagine. Well, anyway, we got a few postcards here, it looks like. Check these out here. Looks like we got something kind of special here tonight. We got postcards from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now, this is kind of interesting. Two different viewers sent me postcards, both viewers from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The first one is from a girl named Sarah Elliott, and she sent me she went on vacation to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and she took a camera and took some nice pictures of some spooky little figures from a wax museum there in the frightful city of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Ooh, spooky! Really like that Dracula there. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate that. I'll hang that up here in the lab here. And we also got from a viewer named Brandon Lundy. Well, he went to a little haunted house there in Gatlinburg. Check this guy out right here. This is a pretty neat place. It's a Ripley's Believe It or Not kind of haunted house thing. It's called Ripley's Haunted Adventure. And look at this fine feathered fiend right here. This guy here. Now, I've heard that this guy really wanted to be a horror host, but he just didn't have the guts for it. Now, this guy greets you as you go to that little haunted house there. And we got a letter tonight. We got all kinds of mail tonight here on Chiller Cinema. Let me read this to you. It says, Dear Dr. Gangrene, my dad just showed me the episode where you became undead. Says, I thought it was so funny I couldn't stop laughing. My dad's a dead host too. His name is Halloween Jack. You were great before, but now that you are dead, you will be better. At least you don't have to worry about Oogsley blowing you up or dropping the ceiling on you anymore. It won't hurt you because you're already dead. Corey Davis. Well, thanks, Corey, for sending that in. Corey's dad is, as she said, Halloween Jack, a horror host. You'll be seeing him here on Chiller Cinema. I sent him some copies of one of our episodes, and he liked that, and he's going to do a little co-hosting with us. Well, let's leave it at that. You'll see it more on that in a future day. Now, let's get to the good stuff here, and we will see what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? All right, viewers, we got something really special here. Whoa, check this out. This is an autographed picture from Walter Koenig, Mr. Chekhov himself from Star Trek. Now, this comes to us from a viewer named Paul Grigoli. Paul, I want to thank you for sending this to Dr. Gangrene and Chiller Cinema. Oh, hang it up proudly here in the lab. Paul went to the Dragon Con down in Atlanta, and he picked this up, met Walter, got him to sign it. Let's see, I'll read you what he says here. It says, to Dr. Gangrene, best of luck in showbiz. Walter Koenig. Well, I don't know about that showbiz part, but anyway, it's nice of him to write that. We'll hang this up. And by the way, if you guys know Paul Grigoli, or if you meet him, ask him about the story with the Klingons and the Salvation Army. I'll tell you about it, but it's too frightening to talk about here on Chiller Cinema. Well, anyway, we're going to get to the next part of tonight's show, and that is, I told you it's a haunted house episode. Well, we, here on Chiller Cinema, Dr. Gangrene, I have correspondents everywhere, and I sent one of them to a amusement park just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's called Lake Winnie, and they have a dark ride there. Now, it's one of the haunted attractions that you sit in and you go through this little haunted castle. Actually, it's called the castle, and we're going to let you guys ride through it here on Chiller Cinema. Take it away. Until the ride comes to a complete stop. Hope you all enjoyed that little trip to the castle, the dark ride there at Lake Winnie, just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you want to find out more about Lake Winnie, you can go by their website. It's www.lakewinnie.com.
swing by Chiller Cinema's website. Either way, we'll have information there about Lake Winnie. Our website's www.chillercinema.com. So, anyway, let's get on to tonight's show, if we will. The first thing I want to get to, not the first thing, we just did the first thing. Anyway, we're going to do tonight's Mad movie review. I've got a good one lined up for you. The bugs are bad here in the lab tonight. Tonight's Mad motion picture is House of Wax. House of Wax, filmed in 1953, is an amazing film starring the equally amazing Vincent Price, the master of horror. Price plays Professor Jared, proprietor of a fabulous wax museum. When Jared's partner proposes burning the museum for insurance money, Jared refuses, and the two engage in a fight that leaves Vincent unconscious in a burning blaze. He's presumed dead until he resurfaces years later to open another wax museum. But this time, however, Jared has a rather unique method of replacing the wax figures from his burn collection, a method directly connected with the strange disappearances of bodies from the local morgue. This movie was originally shot in 3D, and I'll tell you what, it utilizes this effect really fantastically. There's a scene at the beginning of the movie with a guy with two ping pong battles that's hitting the balls at the audience. It's the best 3D effect I've ever seen in a movie. So anyway, but the problem is if you go to rent this movie, you're just going to have to imagine the 3D effect because only 2D prints, of course, are available there. But, one interesting side note, there is a lab assistant in this movie that might look a little familiar to you. He's played by one Charles Bronson. He's listed in the credits as Charles Buczynski, though. Guess Chuck was suffering a bit of an identity crisis at the time. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and look at the trailer for tonight's Mad motion picture, The House of Wax.
The House of Wax, the ultimate dimension in terror, comes to the screen in Stereovision 3D. Vincent Price, at his diabolical best, will take you room by terrible room on a journey to the ultimate chamber of horrors. Stereovision 3D will synthesize before your eyes the terrifying reality of it all. In Stereovision 3D, House of Wax.
3D effect! It's mesmerizing! Ooh! That was House of Wax in 3D there. Actually, the trailer was just in 2D, but you gotta use your imagination here on Chiller Cinema. Anyway, House of Wax 3D, great movie. Hope you enjoyed that little trailer. And tell you what, we're gonna try to duplicate that 3D effect in this movie. First off, I'm gonna give it a 4-skull rating. And as a matter of fact, this rating is gonna be a special rating. It's gonna be in 3D. Are you ready for this? Here comes our rating in 3D. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to tonight's something I promised you at the beginning of tonight's movie, tonight's episode, and that is our interview with Jeff Thompson. And we're going to go and talk to him about Dr. Lucifer. Ken Branning, you're going to find out all about Dr. Lucifer, Nashville's first horror host. So take it away there. Right, Fright fans, we're here visiting with Jeff Thompson, a good friend of mine. How you doing, Jeff?
Just fine, Dr. Gangrene.
All right, I tell you what, we're here tonight because we're going to talk about one of the premier horror hosts of all time in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and that is Dr. Lucifer.
Right. Dr. Lucifer was a good friend of mine in the radio business. We worked at 2 different radio stations together. He was Ken Branning, an Indiana native who lived most of his life here in Nashville and made his mark on early television and radio here in Music City. He was a TV weatherman and the host of the Mickey Mouse Club, but we fans remember him most as Dr. Lucifer, the very first local TV horror movie host here in Nashville. Ken Branning appeared as Dr. Lucifer on WSIX TV Channel 8 from 1958 to 1967. He introduced the horror movies from his Purple Grotto and played several different characters along with a group of people, including Corky Savely, who would dress up as other funny characters. They would do live skits in the commercial breaks of the horror movies. Unfortunately, almost none of these live skits exist today because they were not videotaped. We have just a few very tiny fragments of Ken Breming as Dr. Lucifer. However, we have recordings of his voice as Lucifer because he would do a special radio show as Dr. Lucifer every Halloween on WAMB Radio, AM 1160. That's the radio station where Ken and I worked for many years, and I still work at WAMB on Saturday and Sunday nights from 6 to 10.
All right, so that is the late great Dr. Lucifer. And I'll tell you what, there is one little bit of his show that survived on film, and thanks to Jeff here, we have a copy of it. So we're going to show you guys the actual introduction and closing bits from Dr. Lucifer's show. Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate your giving us time to talk about Ken and Dr. Lucifer, and his show was called Shock Theater.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back. Hope y'all enjoyed that little interview. That was all about Dr. Lucifer, my man, the first horror host Nashville ever had. And you can read all about Dr. Lucifer in the magazine, Scary Monsters magazine. Now, this is one of my favorite publications, especially when they keep running articles on weirdos such as this guy here. Scary Monsters, they love horror hosts there, and I'll tell you what, you can find this. You can find this just about anywhere published quarterly, and it's one of the finest magazines that features articles on old horror movies, B-movies, classic movies, horror hosts, the whole bit. So anyway, look for that. That's Scary Monsters magazine. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that world premiere now. I'm serious. This is the only place you're going to get to see this is here on Chiller Cinema, because the opening bits of Dr. Lucifer's show were actually shot on film. The rest of it was filmed live. So none of that exists on film, but we have managed to get a hold of a copy of the opening and closing credits of Shock Theater starring Dr. Lucifer. So ready? You ready, everybody? Here we go. Drum roll, please. And here it is, Dr. Lucifer and Shock Theater.
Good evening, my dear friends. It's nice to see you. I am Dr. Lucifer, your host for these journeys into the world of mystery, the supernatural, the world of fantasy, the world beyond. Won't you join me now as we take a journey into the mystic circle? Well, I hope you enjoyed our story tonight. You have my personal invitation to join me again next week. Then once again, we step into fantasy and mystery when we enter the world of the mystic circle. Good night and pleasant dreams.
Welcome back, Chiller Cinemaniacs. That was Shock Theater. Just can't get enough of saying it that way. Come on, everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shock Theater! Starring Dr. Lucifer. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Next week, we'll have another tribute to another horror host. And this guy was the most influential host of all on yours truly. And that is Sir Cecil Creep. Be sure and join us back here next week. And I've got some rare, ultra rare footage. Once again, you're only going to see it here on Chiller Cinema of Sir Cecil Creep in action. Well, anyway, I'll tell you what, I'm just sitting here enjoying a little Monster House coffee. I'm going to get back to this here. But anyway, let's see. We've got a trailer to show you guys. Another trailer. This is from Universal Pictures. This is an upcoming 2000 release of a movie called House of 1,000 Corpses. I think you're going to check out this spooky movie. I think you're going to like it. Woo! House of 1,000 Politicians. No, wait a minute, that's not right. It was, House of 1,000 Corpses, that's right. From Universal Pictures. Thanks for sending us that trailer there, Universal, and that's coming up soon, so all of you be sure and look for that spooky little movie. Well, one more thing I want to leave you viewers with, a kind of a tie-in to several of the things we did. Speaking of houses, you got the House of 1,000 Corpses and the House of Wax. I'm going to leave you with some scenes from another movie, a house movie, and this is The House on Haunted Hill, which stars Vincent Price, who was also in our other movie that we saw tonight, the House of Wax. So anyway, House on Haunted Hill, one of our favorites here on Chiller Cinema. So that's about it. We got a lot of cool things, a lot of appearances lined up for this Halloween. You guys should be sure and look for us. We're going to be appearing on the 22nd, Sunday the 22nd, at the Nashville Horror Festival in Nashville, of course. Be sure and check for us there. Call Comic City for more information on that. Stop by my website and get dates and times and all that kind of stuff. And as a matter of fact, stop by the website. I have a full listing of all the appearances of Dr. Gangrene here at Chiller and Chiller Cinema, cast and crew here during the Halloween season. And speaking of which, it's coming up, so all of you get your trick-or-treat bags ready because, woo, it's just so much fun. Halloween. So anyway, that's enough. Sure you're tired of hearing me talk, so until next week, that's about it. From the lab, this is Dr. Gangrene saying, stay mad!
David? David?
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
Chiller.